welcome to the 2016 IIHF World Championship game between Team Canada and Team France. Добрый вечер, уважаемые любители хоккея, и добро пожаловать на игру IIHF чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 года между командой Канады и командой Франции. The game officials for this game have been licensed and assigned by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Представляем арбитра сегодняшнего матча. Судьи Международной Федерации Хоккея. Referees of the game are главный судья матча Антонин Ержавик and Linus Olun. The linesmen are Jon Kilian and Sakari Suominen. Линейные судьи Йон Киллиан и Закари Suominen. The starting lineup for Team France. Стартовый состав команды Франции. Goalkeeper, вратарь, номер 33, номер 33, Ронан Химене. Defenders, защитники, номер 18, номер 18, Йоан Вовиту, номер 90. Номер 90, Максим Муазан. Forward, нападающие. Номер 77, номер 77, Саша Рей. Номер 41, номер 41, Ер Эдуард Белемер. Номер 9, номер 9, Демьен Флeury. The starting lineup for Team Canada. Стартовый состав команды Канады. Goalkeeper, вратарь, number 31, номер 31, Келвин Пикар. Defenders, защитники, number 44, номер 44, Морган Райли. Number 8, номер 8, Крис Деннис. Forward, нападающие, number 63, Brent Merchant.
Last year, Sacha Trail was a big part of the story for France. And a couple of years ago, in their shootout win against Canada, there's the new arrival for Team Canada, Ryan Ellis, coming off a pretty busy first two rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs. His Nashville Predators went to 7 games in both rounds, but he accepts the invitation for his second World Championship appearance. He also played in 3 World Juniors for Canada and is in fact the Canadians' all-time leading assist player in the World Junior. Canada has home ice. And the French go back to Ronan Kemener, who was their goaltender last year. In the 4-3 Canadian win, he allowed 3 goals on 43 shots. Was terrific in that game for the French. Christophe Allouet gets the day off for France, which closes out against Belarus tomorrow.
Which becomes a really difficult and very important game for the French.
In order to make the medal round, as Troy comes in, shoots, and Trail turned away by Calvin Pickard. French are going to need points in both games in order to get there.
And they're balancing it without trying to end up at the bottom of the table either.
France can't be relegated as the co-host next year with Germany, but there is a matter of pride involved. Should not be saved by the hosting card. At the line, here's Ellis with it. The playoff period still in full effect. Banks it down to Corey Perry on his 31st birthday. And now it skips by Ryan Murray back down the ice, played around by Pickard. 4 Canadian players have celebrated birthdays at this World Championship. Brendan Gallagher, Brad Marchand, Mark Stone, and now Corey Perry. He's the grand old man, 31. Perrier has it taken away. And Derek Brassard couldn't quite reach that pass as Jonathan Janil plays it across it. Damien Rowe. Working in is Charles Bertrand. He was poke checked. And Taylor Hall sweeps it out. Taylor Hall with 6 goals in the tournament thus far. 1 behind Gustav Nyquist for the tournament lead. He scored in every game for Canada so far.
Bit of a new configuration for Canada is Max Domi on the left side of Connor McDavid and Matt Duchene. Those two have been together the entire tournament.
And there's Duchesne in the corner with it, crisscrossing with McDavid. And McDavid comes in for the loose puck. 6 assists for McDavid so far in the tournament. In 5 games, that puck goes over the glass and out. Bill Peters, a native of Three Hills, Alberta, was an assistant coach on Canada's gold medal winning team last year. And Dave Henderson is coaching France for the 12th year at the national team level. Their 9th year, or 9th straight year rather, in the top group of the World Championship. Ball ahead now by Teddy DeCosta across the line. Straightened up by Matt Dumbo, who plays it around for Cody Ceci. Coming out, plays it away from McDavid, loose puck behind the goal. McDavid almost got to it. Now scooped up by Bertrand. Centering pass. And that centering pass by Tim Bozon in turn misfires as Duque Pavel plays it down. And finds Bertrand. Now Matt Dumba racing foot on his backhand, pokes out ahead. And Pierre Bellemare of the Philadelphia Flyers chips out ahead. Bellemare scored the shootout winner against Canada 2 years ago. Brought back across, and Damon Fleury had that knocked away by the quick stick of Brendan Gallagher.
Decent start for the French. They had a chance off the wing on the first shift. A good little cycle here. Creating offense has been a problem for them. In 3 of their games, they have 1 or no goals in.
Right now by Gallagher, a long shot, and Kevin Ayers steers that over the glass and out. 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the first period.
And as they're trying to create offense, that's against a Canadian team that's only given up 4 goals in the first 5 games. It's going to be quite a challenge for them, and they certainly don't want to let the game slide early on them. Brad Marchand moved to the Mark Scheifele line with Mark Stone. Scheifele and Stone have been together the whole tournament. They too have played very well as a pair.
Face-off won by Scheifele. Back at the point for Chris Tanev. A long shot got through the traffic, and Kevin Ayers makes the save.
Simple little shot for Tanev. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of it as Marchand leaves the puck for him. And it goes past the defenseman. Kevin Ayers able to stop it. Stone's going to be the next guy to the rebound. So important that he's able to swallow up the puck.
Scheifele fires it down. Kevin Ayers out to play it. Above the wall for Bertrand. Couldn't chip it out. Fired back in by Morgan Riley. Down low to Mark Stone, but Danilo stepped in front of him. Perrier knocks it out, and there's Morgan Riley back with it. Scored against the Slovaks in Canada's last game. That 5-0 win. Now Morgan Riley fires it right back down to the French zone. Brad Marchand on it. Riley goes for Stone. The centering pass just missed Scheifele. There's Ellis back with it at center ice.
Marchand's a little shaken up. He got hit in the corner, and it was a little bit of a knee-on-knee hit. Marchand's not putting a lot of weight on his leg as he's worked his way back to the bench.
And Marchand's been laboring with injury throughout this tournament. Held out of some practices before the competition began. Left another game early.
Trainer Jerry Townend is over his shoulder here, and they're having a word on the Canadian bench.
Corey Perry plays it down for Taylor Hall. Canada does have 13 forwards dressed. 7D, so Ben Hutton, the odd man out with the arrival of defenseman Ryan Ellis. Derek Brassard across to Ellis, who was the top defenseman of the 2011 World Junior Championship in Buffalo, New York. And played a major role in one of the most famous World Junior goals in Canadian history, the Jordan Eberle tying goal against the Russians. It was Ellis who kept the puck in at the line and began the play to John Tavares across to Eberle.
In each of his 4 years, Ryan Ellis has increased his point total from 15 to 24 to 27 to 35 this past year. He was having a terrific year in 2014-15 when he was injured. Mobile, real good shot. Another top-end defenseman in Nashville. They've had them seemingly forever.
Long shot by Mike Matheson goes wide. Out the other side, Ceci picks it up. Matheson snaps that pass rink wide for Duchesne. Comes busting in, Matt Duchesne in, shoots! Saved by Kevin there, and the rebound, and Matheson goes off the stick. Gregory Berron. Well, that would have been the game's first goal.
Matt Duchesne exploded offensively onto the wing this year, a natural centerman. He's so quick. There's that move that he is able to perform coming off the right. It's a little fake pivot push off his right foot into a shooting spot. Kemener, an excellent save. Unfortunately for the French, Berron was there to deflect the rebound away.
Gallagher digs for it, loose in front, boom, generous shot. Kemener makes the save on that. The rebound cleared away by Pierre-Edouard Bellemare.
That looks a little bit like last year, doesn't it?
Yeah. Riley pitches towards the goal, lead pass for Damien Fleury, alone, Fleury at the goal post. Damien Fleury, a great chance on the break. Hit the post. It was Fleury who tied the game last year in the third period against Canada to make it 3-3.
We've talked about this when smaller countries play the big boys. You need great goaltending, and when you get an opportunity, you have to cash in. And Fleury makes an excellent shot that hits the goal post, and Canada dodges one there.
No score here in the first period in St. Petersburg. Damien Fleury, a great chance a moment ago. Calvin Pickard got a piece of it, but the rest of it hit the post. And there's no score.
Calvin Pickard getting his second start of the World Championships. He beat Hungary 7-1, made 21 stops.
And now Ryan O'Reilly steps in for the defensive zone draw, winning about 58% of his face-offs so far. Ryan Ellis chips it up to Mark Stone. Knocked down and played back in by Moison. And Stone back on it. Now centered by O'Reilly. Quick shot fired wide by Brad Marchand. On the feed from Ryan O'Reilly. Marchand back with it. The line he goes. Ryan Murray walks in, shoots at a skate loose puck, and Marchand couldn't get to it. And it's cleared back out by the French. Ryan Ellis to Ryan O'Reilly. Brad Marchand working with Stone. The drop pass for Stone. He peels back. Canada's changing. Getting fresh D on the ice, and in comes Matt Dumba. Dumba. Loose behind the French goal. Has a look. Feeds it back to Stone. Long wrist shot gets right through, and Kevin there knocks that away. Marchand back on it. Brad Marchand leaves it there for Stone. Rink wide pass for Dumba. Walks in and shoots through the traffic. Loose puck for O'Reilly. Kevin there is down. Marchand has it back. Centers. Stone shoots. Hit the outside of the post. Now Marchand back to Matheson. Across to Dumba. Great pressure by Canada here. And a penalty coming to France. Marchand feeds it back to Matheson. And that pass goes astray as it's scooped up by Didier Pavel. And look, Lampierre goes off as Canada gets a power play. 7.5 minutes into the first period.
Really good cycling shift, puts the French a little bit on their heels. A cross-checking penalty to Lampierre. Going to be as O'Reilly dodges on the inside. Trip, cross-check, 2 minutes. The Canadian power play's got 7 goals, and they'll get their first crack with Ryan Ellis running the quarterback position, takes over from Matt Dumba.
And Duchesne plays it back for Ellis. That misfires, and Ellis trails back with Bellemare watching him. Ryan Ellis scored a career-high 10 goals this year for Nashville. Pops it back for Duchesne. In comes Ryan O'Reilly busting in, shovels that pass ahead, loses Corey Perry, backhand shot turned away by Kemener. Broussard back for Ellis. To Derek Broussard. And he comes across, he goes, Duchesne, and it bounced off his stick. A chance now for the French short-handed. As Claro plays it ahead for Belmar. A long shot, gloved by Pickard. Loose puck. Pickard had to swat that away. Brassard has it back for Duchesne. The French have had a couple of good scoring chances here in the first 10 minutes of the first period. Stone back with it for Scheifele. Ahead to McDavid. Drops it off. Taylor Hall centers. Stone in, shoots, scores! Mark Stone, the feed from Taylor Hall. A power play goal, and it's 1-0 Canada.
Could hear Stone from up here slap his stick on the ice as the puck moved through the middle. Scheifele to McDavid out wide, and McDavid is going to look into the middle of the ice and find Mark Stone. Stone will start the play and finishes it. Scheifele to McDavid. Really clever play by Ryan O'Reilly on the very outside. Oh, I'm sorry, Taylor Hall. On the outside, Hall's got his head up, and he finds the seam right between the stick and skate of the defender. Stone shot goes under the glove, off the bottom of the glove of Kemener. And it's 1-0 Canada on their 8th power play goal.
Stone has got 3 in the tournament now. The CC picks it up. Also scored against Hungary and Belarus. Now loose behind the goal, picked up by Domi, poking at it. Domi with McDavid and Hall, the forward line for Canada. You mentioned a different look rate for Canada in this game. There's been shuffling throughout the tournament so far. Pairs have been together.
And now they're obviously trying to fidget around a little bit, find what works. And the big game is, of course, tomorrow night against Finland.
Roll with it.
If Canada takes care of business here, you'll have the 2 undefeated teams from this side playing for the #1 seed.
Goes on trying to knock it out. Domi back on it, tries to chip that ahead. Knocked down by Maxime Moisan, who centers it. Now picked up by Chris Tanev. In across the line comes Tanev. Wade shoots, tipped wide by Jenner. Boom, Jenner back on it. Throws it down to Scheifele. Peels back in behind the goal, and Scheifele peels off Moisan. Trying to throw that back in front. Sacha Trail couldn't knock it out, and Morgan Riley chops it back into the French zone. France spent 42 years out of the top group. From 1950 to 1992. As Gallagher walks in, Gallagher in, shoots, that goes wide. In fact, the French in some years didn't even ice a team in the World Championship B pool. But the results have been better of late. In the French domestic league, the top 3 scorers this year were all Canadians, led by Quebec City's Maxime Lacroix, former draft pick of the Washington Capitals. Ellis has to retreat. Rich had the puck stolen away by Brassard. Puck still loose for Hall. We're trying to kick at it. Tap back and at the line. Ellis can't hold it. Knocked down by Nicholas Ritz, who plays in Norway for Lillehammer in the famed Viking ship that was the host of the hockey competition at the 1994 Olympic Games. Lead pass to Domi. In, shoots, and Kemener makes the blocker save. Rosier, who scored against Canada last year, has it stolen by Domi. In comes Max Domi. He falls, throws it down towards the goal, and Kemener steers that away. McDavid back on it. And away comes France. In that shot, fired just wide by Charles Bertrand. Back at the point, Overtu works in, lost the puck. Bertrand has it back, centers it, knocked away by Duchesne. Overtu loose behind the Canadian goal. Averaging over 25 minutes a game is Overtu. At the line, Moisan with a shot that's blocked. Domi had McDavid looking ahead, but Overtu took it away from him. Perrier across the line, but the play's offside at the Canadian line.
Charles Bertrand makes a beautiful move outside here. He's going to drag it past Matt Dumba, and the quick shot misses the net as Picker's out on top of the crease, but that's a couple of clean looks that the French have had. Pickard actually gets the pad on that to deflect it wide. We saw the breakaway earlier by Fleury, and now Bertrand, who walks Matt Dumba, and gets another scoring chance.
French didn't get Antoine Roussel from the Dallas Stars for this year's World Championship. He'll likely be part of their team in Olympic qualifying, which takes place September 1st to 4th. Mark Scheifele a long shot. And Kemener knocks that up and out. There are 3 Olympic qualification tournaments. France will be in with Norway, Kazakhstan, and Italy. The winner of each group will advance to the 2018 Olympics. The problem for countries that have players playing in the World Cup, some of the teams that are not qualified for the Olympics, their players will be expected to play Olympic qualifying, then go to training camp for the World Cup, which begins September 5th, then play in the NHL regular season. It's a lot to ask.
It's way too much to ask for a lot of them, but you know they're going to play. They're going to play for their country.
Morgan Rielly works in, holds, centers it, and Kemener knocked that away from Stone. Tanev back to pick it up, plays it across to Rielly. Stone works in. Deals back in the corner. Stone tied up there by Bozon. Janil with it. At the wall sealed by Scheifele. And now Scheifele steals from Bozon. Stone down to Scheifele. Centers it. Jenner with a shot. He lifted that wide. Ellis knocks it down at the line. Plays it down low for Jenner. Deals back in the corner. Boone Jenner. Drops it off to Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher now shovels it down to Scheifele. A wraparound try got turned away by DaCosta. Now the other side comes Jenner, shoots, and Kemener seals the post and makes the stop.
I don't think Jenner realized he had another 5 feet or so. He could have gone to his left and made his angle even better than it was.
Ryan O'Reilly works in, drops it off to Gallagher, in, shoots, another short side shot, turned away by Kemener. Johan Overtu lost the puck. Jenner couldn't quite reach it. Now Fleury has it. Ahead for Sacha Trail. His brother Yorick is not playing in the game today. Mentioned the French had all kinds of injury problems on defense. In fact, in their opening games, they had 2 forwards playing defense. Well, they waited to see who they could add to their roster. Belmar up ahead for Fleury, who chips it up. And gathering up at center ice is Cody Ceci, who fires it down. Is Teddy DaCosta, brother of Stefan DaCosta, the former Ottawa Senators prospect, who's been a mainstay on the French national team.
Corey Perry's just picked up a tripping penalty.
So with 6:06 to go in the period, the French will get their first power play. France is 3 for 23 on the man advantage.
Canada just given up 1 power play goal in the tournament. Their special teams have been terrific.
And that power play goal was allowed minutes into their first game against the United States. On the face-off, controlled by France, back at the point. Perron takes the return pass, gives it back to DeRosier. DeRosier feeds it back at the point. Rowe holds it now. Damien Rowe feeds it across for Perron. Cross-ice pass, missed Claro. He had an open net, and now O'Reilly picks it up shorthanded. Ryan O'Reilly has one of Canada's shorthanded goals in this tournament. Brad Marchand has the other. Gregory Perron, rink wide, he goes for DeRosier. DeRosier feeds it ahead. Pass missed Ritz, and Marchand has it back. Held by Perron, fires it back in. Brad Marchand has the most shorthanded goals in the NHL over the last 5 years. In fact, he and Jonathan Taves are the only 2 players in the league over that period with at least 20 power play goals and 10 shorties.
19 shorthanded goals for Marchand. That's
a good,
astounding
That's
total.
a good career. Drop pass for Belmar. Got tied up at center ice by Stone. And Belmar back with it. Mark Stone has been at his pilfering best in this tournament, taking pucks away, Pickard out to play it. Right around the other side, Sacha Trail has it. Trail. Looking back for Fleury, goes the other way instead for Bertrand. Cross ice for Belmar. Now over to Fleury with a shot that's blocked in front by Tanev. We've got a stick on that. 35 seconds to go in the penalty to Corey Perry. Morgan Rielly has it and wrists it down the ice. Kemener quickly ahead for Trail. He was 1-on-4 though, got tied up by Jenner, and Boone Jenner plays it out. Overtu. Trail knocked down by O'Reilly, and O'Reilly banks it off the glass and in, and Jenner first man on it for Canada. Boone Jenner loose behind the French goal. It's bumped there by Ritz, and the final seconds tick off. The Perry penalties back on the ice. Loose puck goes to Derek Brassard. No shots on goal for France on that power play. Brassard wheels across the top, feeds it back to Ceci. A long shot that floats wide. Moved ahead, and Claro couldn't reach that pass. Ceci goes back, icing called against France.
No real danger on the power play, and as Canada continues their almost perfect penalty kill, 14 for 15 now in the tournament. And aside from the penalty killing being really good, they certainly haven't hurt themselves by putting themselves shorthanded very much at all.
Shots on goal are 9-3 in Canada's favor. In Moscow at this hour, Russia taking on Norway, a scoreless first period there. 10-4 the shots in favor of Russia. The Russians got a huge boost to the World Championship version of the trade deadline when Washington got knocked out. Now Trail knocks it down, works in, shoots, and Pickard makes the save up high and hangs on. Canada the lead, 1-0 on the power play goal by Mark Stone. Stone had a terrific 2012 World Junior Championship for Team Canada. 7 goals in 6 games and a famous goal post as Canada fought back from 6-1 down to get it to 6-5, and Stone hit the post with 40 seconds to go in the third period. And he's been a very productive player for the Ottawa Senators ever since arriving in the NHL.
He does so many things well that he gives himself the opportunity to be successful in lots of different areas of the game. He's a terrific penalty killer. He's outstanding on the power play. He passes the puck well.
Ryan Murray walks in and fires that just wide.
You can do a lot of things in a lineup, and so if you're not scoring, you don't lose ice time, because when you lose ice time, that's when your confidence starts going out the window.
Shane centers it, just missed Domi with that pass. Bozon has it back. Then Bozon, rink wide for Berthon. Long shot, knocked in by Pickard. It was going wide. Better be careful what we say about Bozon. His dad's sitting right next to us. That long shot drifts wide. Philippe Bozon, longtime French international, who played in the NHL for St. Louis. Lead pass goes to McDavid. Drops for Domi. Has a look. Tried to center for Duchesne. That pass knocked away by DaCosta. And Bozon back the other way. Played 3 years in the Western Hockey League. And Bozon back with it. Bozon had about a meningitis while playing in the Western Hockey League. Wound up in the hospital. Deep concern for a few days. Played this year for St. John's, Montreal's top farm team in the American Hockey League. Bertrand back with it in the corner. Drops it back at the point. Bertrand, his long shot, tipped down in front of Lampierre, couldn't get a shot away. And a loose behind the goal for Lampierre, tied up by Riley. 2 to go here in the opening period, a 1-0 Canadian lead. If you're joining us, Canada beat the French 4-3 last year in a game that was tied at 3 in the third period. The year before that, the French beat Canada in a shootout. Perrier plays for Rouen in the French domestic league. Tied up there by Stone. Scheifele comes in as well, and Scheifele wins that battle for the puck. Centers for Marchand. Loose puck. Scheifele fired that wide. Scheifele back on it. Marchand works in, waits, feeds it back across. Scheifele spins and shoots. And Kiminera kicks that away. Fleury back on it. Trail got tied up there by Ceci. Now Scheifele lifts it wide. Out the other side it goes for Jenner. Boone Jenner. Spins back in the corner, falls. And Fleury has it back for Bellemare. Belmar finds Sasha Trail. They got tied up there by Dumba. So the puck's still loose along the board. And now finally picked up by Gallagher. And Gallagher works around Rowe. Gallagher still with it. Both teams changing. Gallagher buys some time. Lines in and shoots and dribbles down towards the goal. Janelle knocked it away. Final minute now, the opening period. Janelle, lead pass for DeRosier, got tied up there by Gallagher. And O'Reilly plays the puck back in deep. Still to come here tonight, Germany takes on Hungary in a game that's got implications all over the standings. Germans close to clinching a spot in the quarterfinals. Hungary coming off that win, trying to avoid relegation.
Luc Lampadier was in the penalty box when Mark Stone scored on the power play. This time he throws the puck to the front of the net, and a scramble in front is going to lead to that. The first chance by Sasha Trejo, that time Lamperier's in deep, not able to get to the rebound off the Pickard stop.
Ellis, rink wide to Murray. And Ryan Murray looks ahead. Corey Perry was brought down to the line. Canada's got to tag back up. Gregory Biron throws it ahead. A sharp angle shot fired wide by Clairot. DeRosier in the final second of the period. Back in the corner for Clairot. Drops it back. Biron winds and shoots, and Pickard kicks that away as time expires. Mark Stone, the power play goal. Canada a 1-0 lead after the opening 20 minutes on this Monday at the 2016 World Hockey Championship.
Team Canada 1, Team France 0. Счет после первого периода. Команда Канады 1, команда Франции 0. Shots on goal in the first period. Броски по воротам в первом периоде. Team France 4 shots. Team Canada 10. Команда Франции 4 броска по воротам. Команда Канады 10.
Good. Ryan, first off, let's start with the phone call and the decision to come over here. How did the call go, and what was the travel like?
Yeah, just got off the flight back from San Jose and got the call. Was honored to suit up again, and I'm very excited. And travel was long, 3 flights, a lot of time zones, and I mean, it's part of it though.
How'd you feel in the first?
A little rusty, a little sore, but I'll be all right.
You've had lots of international experience. Explain the differences between playing on an ice level like this at a World Championship versus NHL playoffs?
Yeah, obviously the size of the ice is different. Have a little more time out here, but there's some fast players. The guys are used to it on most of the teams, and I'm just trying to get up to speed right now.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right, thanks.
Это спорт, где все относятся к своему делу по-особенному. Болельщики и хоккеисты. Здесь каждый старается изо всех сил и выкладывается на полную. Поэтому мы поддерживаем чемпионат мира по хоккею уже много лет. И вкладываемся в тех, кто выкладывается. Райффайзенбанк. Разница в отношении.
Introducing the 2016 IIHF app. Player statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And introducing Hockey Cards. Your face, your team, your car. Share it with hockey fans across the world. From any smart device, in your own language. The 2016 IIHF app, powered by Skoda.
Skoda. Simply clever.
Pirelli. I0.
Новая шина Pirelli I0 с уникальной технологией двойного шва Dual Stat. Отличное сцепление и торможение на льду. Зимние шины Pirelli. Будь готов к русской зиме. Pirelli.
I0.
Крупнейший дистрибьютор автозапчастей мировых производителей. Автоматизация складской логистики, не имеющая аналогов в Восточной Европе. Собственный товарный знак «Автозапчасти Патрон» с 2004 года. Товарный знак «Патрон» зарегистрирован в 21 стране мира. Автозапчасти Патрон. Побеждаем вместе.
Наш лед. Наша скорость. Наша надежность. Наш характер. Наша поддержка. Наши победы. Это наша игра. Это наш хоккей. И это у нас не отнять. Ингустрада. Официальный партнер чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 года. Болельщики и хоккеисты. Здесь каждый старается изо всех сил и выкладывается на полную. Поэтому мы поддерживаем чемпионата мира по хоккею уже много лет. И вкладываемся в тех, кто вкладывается. Райффайзенбанк. Разница в отношении.
Introducing the 2016 IIHF app. Player statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And introducing Hockey Cards. Your face, your team, your car. Share it with hockey fans across the world. From any smart device in your own language. The 2016 IIHF app, powered by Skoda.
Skoda. Simply clever.
Pirelli. I0.
Новая шина Pirelli I0 с уникальной технологией двойного шипа Dual Stat. Отличное сцепление и торможение на льду. Зимние шины Pirelli. Будь готов к русской зиме. Pirelli.
I0.
Крупнейший дистрибьютор автозапчастей мировых производителей. Автоматизация складской логистики, не имеющая аналогов в Восточной Европе. Собственный товарный знак «Автозапчасти Патрон» с 2004 года. Товарный знак «Патрон» зарегистрирован в 21 стране мира. Автозапчасти Патрон. Побеждаем вместе.
Наш лед. Наша скорость. Наша надежность. Наш характер.
Back here in St. Petersburg on this Monday afternoon, just coming up on 5 o'clock local time. Mark Stone has the power play goal for Canada. Stone with back-to-back 20-goal years for the, or 20-plus goal years for the Ottawa Senators.
Good first period for the French. They keep Canada to the 1 goal, the power play goal, as you mentioned, by Stone. They hit the goal post, Fleury did. A couple other decent chances.
Mark Scheifele in for Pierre-Edouard Bellemare as the team's open. The second period, 5-on-5. Stone on it. Along with Marchand, feeds it back at the point for Tanev. Across to Riley, holds the line. Morgan Riley banks it down to Scheifele. Across he goes for Marchand. Brad Marchand drops it back to Morgan Riley. Long shot drifts wide. Scheifele had to bounce away from him. Tanev steps up with a rolling puck and feeds it down to Stone, but Bellemare stepped in front of him. And back out to center ice it goes. Bellemare spent several years in Sweden playing for the powerhouse Skellefteå team there. Was signed out of the World Championship a couple years ago as a free agent by the Philadelphia Flyers. And has been, Ray, a useful player for them.
He's done a really good job. 13 goals in his 2 years.
One walks in and fires, saved by McKibben, and a rebound lifted wide by Hall. And Hall with the assist on the power play goal in the first period, has a point in every game for Canada. Ryan Ellis plays it across to Ryan Murray.
Ellis led Canada in ice time in that first period, right off the plane.
Welcome to Russia.
Get moving.
Stamp your passport, here's your helmet. Ellis up ahead to Perry, that bounced away. Bertrand picks it up, and a chance now for the French, busting in. Perret in alone. Failing that, and a penalty coming up to Matt Dumba for reaching in.
What do you think? Is that a penalty shot?
That's going to be close. Janil with it. Dropped it back, and that shot gloved by Pickard, and it's going to be a penalty shot.
Canada gets caught on a change. Ryan Murray is going to the bench. Matt Dumba can't get into the play quick enough. You see Ryan Ellis look up. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. The slash knocks the stick out of the hand of Perret. Perret, who scored a breakaway goal for his only goal of the tournament against Slovakia, is going to have a penalty shot and a chance to tie the game. So if Perret can't take the shot, he's being tended to on the bench. They had the notebook out because they were trying to see who else is on the ice.
Charles Bertrand will take it for France.
Sorry, Gordon. Remember, Bertrand was the forward that beat Matt Dumba with the nice move in the first period. There's a chance to tie the game for Bertrand, who doesn't have a goal in this tournament.
And the Russian fans here chanting Shaibu, Shaibu. They used to encourage the Russian team, and Bertrand breaks in on Calvin Pickard. Bertrand in, bobbled the puck, no goal.
Bertrand's going to try and take it to the backhand, and the puck just slides away from him. So we talked about the formula many times in this tournament for an underdog team. You need great goaltending, and when you get your chances, you have to be able to capitalize. He missed a breakaway, Fleury hit the goal post, and now a missed penalty shot by Bertrand. Those are two golden opportunities you just don't get very often.
Now McDavid for the face-off against Nicholas Ritz.
Oh, little Dire Straits.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one. We've had a lot of techno. I haven't had much Dire Straits lately.
No, we've had our fill of techno, let's be honest. In comes McDavid, busting in alone, drops it back. Duchesne shoots, but a stop by Kevin Ayre. And now Duchesne gets it back and tries to feed it back for McDavid. Connor McDavid, another sweet dish for Matt Duchesne.
His vision is exemplary. He looks at the net and he knows where Duchesne is coming behind him.
Now Clairol centers it, Ritz drops it back. Long shot by Rowe, Pickard gets a piece, loose puck, batting at it there was Ritz, couldn't get to it. Bangs it off the side of the goal, Janil pounds it off the end boards and wide. Rowe back with it. That long shot goes off the skate of Ceci and wide. Damien Rowe, one of those forwards playing defense for France, has been for most of the season. And now Gallagher works in. Brendan Gallagher a long shot, coming out of the save. And Gallagher taps the rebound wide. So some great chances here in the early going for France. And this follows a familiar pattern for Canada where quite often they'll come out in the start of the second period to give up chances.
Yeah, they don't seem to hit the gas until midway point of the second period or so. They've broken open a number of games in the second period, but it's not been a good session for them to start.
Centering pass for Gallagher with a shot that flutters wide. Morgan Riley back on it now. Riley down to Gallagher. That bounced away. Ovitu has it back. Stepping up is Tanev. He finds Gallagher loose in the corner. Brendan Gallagher tied up. Bouncing puck. Jenner takes a swat at it. Can't get a shot away. And DaCosta has it back for France. Still no score in Moscow between Norway and Russia. Russians 3 power plays in the opening period and nothing to show for it. Look out. And that puck deflected hot into the French bench. And as we say that, Ivan Telegan has scored for Russia to make it 1-0 early in the second.
There's Connor McDavid. One little quick peek. He sees Domi, but goes back behind him to Matt Duchesne. Duchesne turned away by Kemener, and then this shot deflected in front by Clairot. It bounces up in the air off Pickard, and Ritz just misses bunting this into the net as the French get another scoring chance.
Ryan Ellis tries to chip that ahead. And Ellis up to the middle for Marchand. With Stone, back for Brad Marchand, jumping in. Rolled off his stick and fed back up to center ice by Biron. Fleury had his pass blocked by Ryan Murray.
It'll be a penalty.
Yeah, penalty coming out of France. As Murray feeds it out for Marchand. Brad Marchand works in. Buys some time as Canada's changing. Marchand, lots of room in, shoots. Kemener makes the save, the loose puck. Pounced on by the French netminder. Now pushing and shoving, breaks in as Mark Stone was in there looking for it. Marchand in there as well. He and Didier Favel are jousting. The original penalty going to France.
Damien Fleury turned around to whack a puck that was up in the air, and he hit Marchand in the head. Here's the Canadian power play in the first period. A power play where Stone started with the puck. He gave it to Scheifele, to McDavid, to Hall, and finally to Stone for the 1-0 lead. There's the high stick as Fleury catches Marchand in the side of the visor. So the second power play for Canada, 8 power play goals in the tournament, and a chance to stretch this out to a 2-goal lead.
Brassard, Perry, and Duchesne up front with O'Reilly and Ellis on the back end of the power play. Ovitu sends it back down to the Canadian zone, and O'Reilly back to pick it up. Ryan Ellis. Not even the 5th longest beard in the playoffs we've seen this year. Brent Burns and Joe Thornton are retiring the trophy in that department.
Let's hope so.
Here's O'Reilly with it. Pumps it back to Ellis. Ellis back for Duchesne. Matt Duchesne in, shoots, dribbles around in front. Perry knocks it back for Duchesne. Duchesne down to Perry. Corey Perry back to O'Reilly with a quick shot. Lifted that wide. And at the line, Ellis able to hold it for Canada. Ellis snaps the pass across to O'Reilly. He in turn feeds Duchesne. It bounces off his stick. And Matt Duchesne has it back. Feeds back to Ellis. Back to Duchesne. Lots of traffic. Perry standing in front. That pass picked up by Bellemare. Now Ellis has to race back as Bellemare is looking short-handed with Clairot. Long shot. Pickard makes the stop as Clairot was in digging for the rebound.
We talked a little while ago in this period about Pierre-Edouard Bellemare's effectiveness with the Flyers. He's more of an offensive role here, but this is what he does in the NHL. He kills penalties and he does it well. Bellemare intercepts the pass from Duchesne, and there's Calvin Pickard out on top of the crease to make the stop. Bellemare scored a power play goal in the last game, one that bounced off him and somehow rolled its way into the net. Is the only goal in a 3-1 loss to Finland.
Perrier digging for 40 seconds to go in this Canadian power play. Finally dug free for Dumba. Matt Dumba ahead for McDavid. Drops it off to Hall. In comes Taylor Hall with a look. Banks it back to Dumba. Took the feet of Perret. And Perret backhands it out. McDavid. Works it around row. Has some room. Feeds it across. And that pass for Hall knocked away at the last moment by Maxime Moisan. McDavid to Hall. Back to McDavid. Loose again on the goal line. McDavid has a look. Centers it for Scheifele. That's knocked away. Stone feeds it back in. And Fleury steps up for France.
Команда Франции играет в полном
Both
составе.
teams had a shot in that Canadian power play. And Morgan Riley ahead for Scheifele. It's picked off by Ritz. Comes in across the line, but the play's offside at the Canadian line. 1-0 Canada leads at the 2016 World Hockey Championship in St. Petersburg.
На экраны юбилейного. В эти минуты в Москве проходит матч между командами России и Норвегии. Со счетом 1-0 выигрывает команда России. Гол на счету Ивана Передина. Mr. Moscow having scored for the Philippines, Russia and Norway. The score is Russia 1, Norway 0.
Canada 1-0 lead and survived some breakaways. A penalty shot by France so far in this game. Canada looking to run its record to 6-0 in the tournament and win its 16th straight going back to last year. The modern-day Canadian record, 17 wins in a row since 1977. Canada went 10-0 last year to win the World Championship and a cool 1 million Swiss franc bonus for posting the perfect record. The first year that prize was offered, Canada wins it, and we're not sure that prize is still around. Might have been a one and done.
Might not have been the intention of it to be one and done, but
brought in by Berthon, drops it back for Baron. That pass chipped up and out of play by DaCosta.
DaCosta's had a tough tournament for someone they were hoping would provide a little offense. He doesn't have a point yet in the tournament. The brother of Stefan DaCosta, who was a pretty gifted player, but he played in Ottawa and has played overseas for a number of years.
Pickard plays it around for Gallagher. And Gallagher takes the return pass from Ryan O'Reilly through the middle for Ryan Murray. Down to Brad Marchand, a long shot that goes away wide, stepping up is Ellis on it. Marchand. Knocked down by Claudeau, trying to feed it out. Murray throws it right back in as he holds the line, and DeRosie has a penalty coming to Canada as Overture was knocked down. Gallagher goes over and has a word with him. And the French are going back on the power play.
Gallagher and Overture are chasing the loose puck, and Gallagher's stick gets caught between Moisan and Overture. You see the high stick clip him in the nose. Canada not making this easy on themselves. Here's the French with a chance to tie the game again.
You almost wonder if the French would have been better off getting a power play than being awarded the penalty shot.
No way.
No? You take the one chance?
I'll take the penalty shot every time. I wouldn't dump it in the corner, but I would. You're not. I mean, just think how many power plays go on, and you get nothing on it. This is it's a guaranteed grade A chance.
Perron plays it around for Bellemare, works the point of the French power play. Pierre Bellemare drops it back for Perron, ring wide, Fleury, quick shot. And Sacha Trail may have blocked that in front of Pickard. Bellemare to Perron, back to Fleury, who loves to shoot it. The number 2 goal scorer In the German league this year, he had 25 goals in 52 games, so knows his way around the net. Doesn't love to pass it, though. Fleury plays it down for Trail. Backs the tail down to Bellemare. Over to Bellemare, in, shoots! That goes just wide. Pickard might have got a toe on that. Now Fleury spins and shoots. That deflects high and wide. Bellemare back on it. Over to long shot, kicked away by Riley. He's got some room short-handed, finds Jenner. Canada needs to change as Jenner sends it down. He and Duchesne go off. Rosier. Feeds it ahead for Laperriere. That's picked off by O'Reilly. And O'Reilly in across the line. Marchand lost the puck to Fleury, and Damien Fleury picks it back up. 35 seconds to go in the French power play. Lead pass goes to Laperriere, and Ceci steps into him. Marchand with O'Reilly. And Ryan O'Reilly softly lifts that down to the French zone. You're right, take the penalty shot.
I mean, it is a guaranteed chance. Although, with the penalty shot and the power play, they've combined for 0 shots.
Team Canada is played at
back on the ice is Gallagher.
The French have played a good half a game here. They really have. I don't know how they could play much better. They've had their chances to at least even the score. A post and a missed penalty shot in particular.
Hall to Perry, back to Taylor Hall. Hall in, shoots. And that's kicked away by Kemenev. Now Hall back with it. Shovels it back across. Caught by Broussard, elects not to shoot. Feeds it back to Dumbo, long shot that was blocked by Perret. Dumba back on it. Lays it around. Hall gathers it back up. Taylor Hall moves ahead as it knocked down. And over to plays it back up to center ice as Perret chips it down to the Canadian zone. Matheson back for Dumba. Long lead pass missed Duchesne. Icing waved off. Domi goes in for it. And Max Domi falls in the corner. Lifted over him, but held by McDavid. Back for Domi. Still digging for it. And Moisin feeds ahead to Fleury, but again McDavid knocks it down. Duchesne looks down for Domi, gets loose behind the French goal. Max Domi has a look, feeds it back in front for Duchesne. Bellemare got a stick on that. Matt Duchesne back with it, banks it down to McDavid. And McDavid right on the line, feeds it across to Duchesne. And finally picked up by Moisin and moved out for the French.
All that work for Canada, they never get the puck to the net though. More pucks at Kemenev, make them try and control some rebounds.
McDavid fixed that ahead for Domi, the pass just missed. Now this one for Fleury misses. And it's an icing call against the French.
Julien Desrosiers is in the middle of the ice on the power play. His deflected shot just goes wide. That's the Bellemare pass off the high slot tip. Calvin Pickard has been sharp in goal for Canada.
At the line, here's Matheson with it. His shot dribbles down towards the goal, chopped wide by Stone. Now Scheifele on it, can't get a shot away, and Ceci holds the line. Rolling puck for Ceci, trying to center it, knocked down by Stone. And Stone takes it away from Ritz. Chuckle every time you say it because it happens so often. And now Marchand winds his way in and finds Scheifele. Drops it back to Matheson, rink wide he goes, and Stone's back on it.
And comes out with another loose puck.
Brought ahead by Ritz. He backhands it down to the Canadian zone. Stone. Bumped there by Biron. And Scheifele brings it in. Jujay Favel back for Biron. Under 8 to go here in the second period. Canada with a 1-0 lead in a first period power play goal by Mark Stone. In Moscow, still 1-0 Russia on Norway. Jenner tries to swat it in. Knocked away from him. And Morgan Riley back with it. Riley up ahead for Tanev to Jenner. Lifts that down to the French zone. Gallagher back on it. Battles for the rolling puck. O'Reilly centers it, and that's knocked down by J.J. Favell and played down the ice by Bertrand. Tanev. A hard bump there from Jordan Perret. And O'Reilly comes away with a loose puck. He's got Gallagher and Riley jumping in. Brendan Gallagher winds off the boards, has a look and shoots. Kevin makes the stop and is able to hang on just long enough as Ryan O'Reilly was digging for the loose puck. Back to the World Hockey Championship right after this. Friends and family have started arriving here in St. Petersburg, this beautiful city in northwest Russia, where the sun stays up late and comes up early.
Yes, it does.
And the Hungarian fans can tell you that firsthand as they see both ends of that equation. Ryan Murray to Duchesne, centers it, tapped wide by Hall. Back in action tonight against Germany. Now a penalty coming to France as Hall picks it back up. Extra player comes on. It's Perry at the line. Corey Perry holds it. Wrists it down to Hall, trying to center it. Hall back on it. And Janelle touches up, and with 6:34 to go in the second period, Canada's going back to the power play.
Third crack for Canada on the power play, and McDavid spins, Janelle pulls him down, and it's kind of a big power play for Canada here. The French are stuck to them pretty good. They can't spread out the game, and their power play has been a big factor for them throughout this tournament. They got a chance here.
Off the face-off, here's McDavid with it. Drops it back, and Shifley, a hard shot kicked up by Kimmener and sent down the ice. Brought in now by McDavid for Hall. Drops it back for Dumba. Feeds it across for Stone, who has the Canadian power play goal. And Dumba tried to swat it back in. It bounced off Belmar and out. Dumba plays it ahead for McDavid to Hall. He busts in. Taylor Hall shoots from a sharp angle, lifted that wide. And it goes all the way down the ice.
There's a little evidence of not being sharp. You know, the breakout was scattered, then Hall shoots it from way over on the boards, misses the net. Now you got to go back down and get it. More patience, you got time.
Now Perry fires and hammered that just wide. Dumba able to hold the line this time. Dumba down to McDavid. Rink wide for Perry with Stone standing in front. Corey Perry lifts it down. Now he drifts towards the goal as Shifley plays it back for Ellis. Feeds it across. Duchesne, a hard shot, pounded that just wide. Perry now for Duchesne. Back to Ellis. Duchesne. Centers it. O'Reilly to Ellis. Across to Shifley. Has a look and shoots short side. And the blocker hand of Kimmener knocks that away. And fed by Shifley and back down the ice. Here's Ryan Ellis with it. 25 seconds to go on the Canadian power play. Drops it back for O'Reilly. Rink wide he goes for Brassard. And Derek Brassard rings that around. Duchesne picks it up. Back for Ellis, taps it ahead, takes a return pass from Perry. Looks like those guys are playing against each other in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now drop back, Ellis shoots, pad save, Kevin Nair, loose puck, score! Matt Duchene! Just as the penalty expires, Duchene fires at home. It's 2-0 Canada, 4:34 to go in the period.
Matt Duchene's fourth of the tournament. It's a rebound off of Ryan Ellis' shot. Duchene will start this play on the sidewall. As you see, he gets the puck down low to Brassard. Brassard actually makes a really good play, knocking that out of the air. And when Perry swats at the rebound the first time, Duchene is going to come from the sidewall where he started the play to slide it underneath Ronan Kemenar. And it's 2-0 Canada.
This came exactly as the penalty expires, so no power play. It's an even strength goal for Matt Duchene.
Was scored by number 9, Matt Duchene.
So Duchene breaks his pattern as McDavid busts it along. McDavid waits, throws it off the pad of Kevin Nair.
Ryan Ellis.
Up until then, Duchene had scored in every other game for Canada. Now he's scored in back-to-back. 4:15 to go in the period. Canada with a 2-0 lead. Morgan Riley knocks it down, feeds ahead for McDavid. And in comes McDavid across the line, steams around Bertrand. The centering pass knocked away from Gallagher. And Bertrand has it rink wide for Bellemare. Centering pass for Bertrand. He's bumped off the puck by Marchand. And Morgan Riley has it back. Connor McDavid works it on Janil, who knocks him down. And McDavid centered that from his seat. And now Sacha Trail knocks it back down to the Canadian zone. They've now ruled it is a power play goal for Duchene. It came at exactly the 2-minute mark of the penalty. Matheson in, shoots, and Kemenar makes a stop on Michael Matheson.
Connor McDavid, who does not have a goal in the tournament, is going to take this nifty feed from Morgan Riley. And he's trying to settle the puck down for the first 15 feet. Then he tries to go to his forehand, but as he goes to his forehand, he's lost the puck. He's out of angle. There's nowhere to go. And Kemenar is right on the post to snuff it out. Really good feed from Morgan Riley across the neutral zone.
Off the draw, tapped wide there by Jenner. Matheson comes in. Mike Matheson has not been on the ice for an even strength goal against yet for Canada. O'Reilly down to the goal line for Reinhart. Ovichuk plays it ahead for DeRosier. And O'Reilly has it back. Feeds there for Sam Reinhart. Rink wide, he goes for Matheson. Sam Reinhart has been Canada's 13th forward for most of the game so far. Now the puck played in on an icing call against France. Dave Henderson, the native of Winnipeg, moved to France in 1975 to be a player and has never left.
We'll see how that goes. Go over there, play a little bit.
I'll be back next summer.
It's amazing sometimes when you watch and talk to people how the game of hockey has afforded them a life. Opportunities to play in new countries and see new things and get to keep playing the game we all loved when we were little kids.
Now Perry shoots, tipped high by Brassard. Anderson will become a fixture behind the French bench. You mentioned they're in their 9th straight year in the A pool. He'll coach them in the Olympic qualifying in Oslo. Think about Norway. We talked earlier about Team Olympic qualifying. Matt Zuccarello has already been named to Team Europe, so he's going to play for Norway in the Olympic qualifying, then go play for Team Europe in the World Cup, and then go to training camp for the New York Rangers. He'll have played a month of competitive hockey before the NHL season begins. He's not saying no to Norway in Olympic qualifying. In comes Perret, winds and shoots, and Pickard knocks that over the glass with a blocker.
So really then the job will be for the New York Rangers to find him some time off. He's going to get a week off in the second half of the season. Each team is going to get one full week off. Maybe you find a stretch where you play 3 games in 9 days and you give them one of those off. And you steal another couple of days. You might have to do it a couple times. I think it's a consideration for all the players that are playing in that tournament. It's going to stretch the year out and stretch it out in a significant way, in my opinion, because you're not playing exhibition games where you're cruising around. When you're a veteran, you're just cruising around to get in shape in the exhibition.
Right.
These games they're going to be high-level games.
Off the draw, picked up by McDavid. Away he comes, along with Hall. Connor McDavid streaking in on Dudé Favel, works it back in front, and Keller makes the stop. There's a penalty coming to France here. It'll be a hooking call, and Canada's going back to the power play with 2:23 to go in the second.
Dudé Favel's in really good shape here, playing the one-on-one. But this just isn't fair. Look at how McDavid gets by him with one burst of speed. There's the hook. McDavid's got a full head of steam once he receives the puck in the defensive zone, and he just skates away from Dudé Favel. And Canada with their 4th power play chance. They've got 2 power play goals in their first 3.
Artemi Panarin has scored for Russia to make it 2-0 on Norway late in the second period.
Playing to the same script as the game here. Underdog opponent sticking to the favorite team. Power play goal late in the period, stretches it out to 2-0.
Dumba. Cross he goes to Stone. In for Hall. Back to Dumba. Right on the line, Matt Dumba. Feeds across to Hall. On the goal line to McDavid. Throws it back, gets it back. Backdoor shot by Stone. Stopped there by Kemener. McDavid back with it. Drops it back. Dumba winds and shoots at it. Bellemare hard. And that staggered Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. Now Dumba reloads again. And it bounces across the Stone. Bellemar's really laboring. Dumba to McDavid. He shoots and pounds that just wide. And it's back down to the Canadian zone. Dumba works in with Duchesne. Rinkwine goes for Perry. Corey Perry walks in, slides it across. Stone on it. And a stick lifted by Clairot. Here's Perry back at the point for Brassard. Derek Brassard slaps it across to Duchesne for Ellis. Back for Matt Duchesne as Canada rotates around and Duchesne winds his way in. Final minute now, the second period. Drop down to Brassard. In for Duchesne. Centering pass, and Perry couldn't quite corral the bouncing puck. Now Ryan O'Reilly has it back. O'Reilly to Perry, pulls it back in, can't pull the trigger. Now Brassard does. It was off the stick of Clairot and wide. Brassard back with it. Feeds back to Ellis. For Duchesne. Matt Duchesne back for Ryan Ellis. Across he goes to Ryan O'Reilly. Slaps it right on goal, and Kemener kicks that away. Kemener slowly gets back to his feet. An exhausting second period for him. Perry back on it. Corey Perry works it back at the point. Ellis slaps it back across to Duchesne. The penalty's over. Fired on goal by Duchesne. Swatted away by Kemener. Ellis back with it. Cross he goes for Duchesne. Down low to Brassard. Perry was flat in front of the French goal. Slow to get up, and that hard shot by Ellis is gloved by Kemener. And Corey Perry wants a word with Benjamin Dudé Favel.
In the first period, Mark Stone's going to be the recipient of this pass from Taylor Hall. His shot hits the bottom of Kemener's glove for a power play goal. And then he's going to get this opportunity denied by Kemener just moments ago. The pass from Connor McDavid. Stone's got, as he shakes his head as he sees the highlight, he's got his 3rd goal and 4 shots tonight.
Canada, by the way, has dropped to 1 for 4 on the power play. They've just ruled that a Shane goal is even strength. They've changed it from even strength to power play back to even strength.
That was a tough last power play.
It's a good thing we're using a pencil up here. They're going to earn the ire of Rave and keep changing the scoring on these things.
It's really...
Gallagher, quick shot, lifted it high just as time expires. And Canada goes to the dressing room with a 2-goal lead. Matt Duchesne with a goal that was scored and even strength just as the power play expired. The 2016 World Hockey Championship continues with our second intermission right after this.
Shots on goal. In the second period, Team France 4 shots, Team Canada 16. Броски поворотов за второй период. Команда Франции 4 броска, команда Канады 16.
Внимание на экраны юбилейного. В Москве продолжается матч между командами России и Норвегии. В конце второго периода Россия выигрывает 2-0. Шайба на счету Артемия Панарина. News from Moscow. Current score of the game between Russia and Norway. Team Russia leads 2-0.
Встречаешь любые испытания.
Yeah, good to go? Okay. Well, Matt, 2-0 through 40 minutes, but it was 1-0 for some time, a little closer than you'd like. What were they doing to make it difficult?
You know what, it's very similar to last year. I think we only beat them 4-3 last year. I think it was our lowest scoring game in the tournament, and you know, they're very fast. They come back quick. They're on us quick, and you know, I mean, we're carrying the play, which is the most important thing, and you know, eventually it's going to break down. We're going to start scoring more.
Power play gets a bit of a different look with the addition of Ryan Ellis. He assisted on your goal there. What does he do well back at that point?
Yeah, he's just got such a good shot, and I think, you know, we're trying to find him. They're doing a good job taking him away, or else I think we'd be even more dangerous. But he got a great shot through there, and Perez got a stick on. I was just able to bang in the rebound.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
Бизнеса и клиентам совершенствоваться. С какой бы проблемой ни столкнулся ваш бизнес, у нас всегда найдется надежное решение.
Все о спорте. Здесь и сейчас. Новости. Видео. Интервью. Попади в точку. Чемпионат.ком. Чемпионат. Главное слово в спорте.
всегда скрыт от взглядов. Его хватка не вызывает сомнений. Именно на нем все держится. И когда нужен результат, его обеспечит церезит. За надежную хватку отвечает плиточный клей, а затирка за безупречный внешний вид. За результатом стоит церезит. Качество для профессионалов.
Это больше, чем спортивная форма. Это знак почета, символ гордости. И когда они надевают его, они не просто игроки, они атланты, несущие на плечах свою страну, храбро сражаясь против лучших в мире. Имя на спине вам ничего не скажет. Главное – это герб на груди. Самые яркие звезды хоккея съедутся в Торонто, чтобы выяснить, чья сборная сильнее. Кубок мира по хоккею 2016. Билеты уже в продаже.
Goal for Team Canada was scored by number 9, Matt Duchenne, assisted by number 24, Corey Perry, and number 6, Ryan Matt Duchenne, assisted by number 24, Corey Perry, and number 6, Ryan Ellis, 24, Corey Perry, and number 6,
Делает ее чемпионом. Кьюсера – это яркий пример эволюционного бизнеса.
So a 2-0 Canadian lead. It is an even strength goal by Matt Duchesne, which has been changed a couple of times, but it will stay as a 5-on-5 goal. His fourth this World Championship. He's now scored 16 goals in 38 games for Canada, playing in his 5th World Championship. So Canada has 1 game left after this afternoon. It's tomorrow night against Finland. And the game will decide first place in Group B. The top 2 teams in this group will stay here to play their quarterfinal unless they play Russia. In that case, they'd have to move to Moscow because the Russians do play all their medal round games in Moscow. Connor McDavid loose behind the French goal. McDavid banks it back for Tanev. Knocks it back down to McDavid, bounces away from him. And Taylor Hall on it. Kovacic steps in front of McDavid, gets a stick in there.
Over 18 minutes already.
Yeah, this is so unusual. You see it all the time in the NHL where a defenseman will play 25+ minutes. James centers it, and McDavid knocked that wide. Very unusual here. But Kovacic logs huge minutes for the French. They break in now 3-on-2. And that sharp angle shot taken by Charles Bertrand. Stopped by Calvin Pickard.
And there's been some interest from the scouts here on Johan Avitu, the way he's able to get around the ice. He moves the puck pretty nicely, and perhaps a depth signing for a team. And last year, Jakub Nakladel was signed by the Calgary Flames, and 26, 27-year-old defenseman.
Plays in the Finnish league and scored 6 goals as a D-man, playing in Finland. A spin around there by Brad Marchand. Peels back in the corner, drops it back. Scheifele goes behind the back, and now Bertrand has it back. Across for Perret working in. His long shot floats wide, and Scheifele waiting for it along with Stone. The pass to Mark Stone. Shovels that ahead, and it's knocked down by Rowe. Still to come tonight here, Germany plays Hungary. The Germans try to nail down a medal round spot. Hungary tries to avoid relegation. Stone works it in. Mark Stone drops it off for Scheifele. Scheifele feeds it back, gets it back, and walks right back in front. Scheifele spins and shoots, and Kemene makes the stop as Mark Stone was standing there once again looking for a loose puck to pounce on.
Really difficult save for Ronan Kemene. Kemene moves across following Scheifele and then has to fight the traffic to make the stop. As we get a look at Ovitu, over 18 minutes now. That was at the end of the second period. That hit 17:59.
Ivan Telegan has scored his 2nd goal for Russia. 3-0 they have lead on Norway. And Russia plays Sweden to close out the Group A activities tomorrow night.
A one-time Winnipeg Jet.
Clayton Berry for Dale Howardchuk, and the goals with Mark Scheifele.
This is the 2nd year in a row that Ronan Kemene has played well against Canada. Last year's 4-3 loss. He stopped 39 of 43 shots. He's faced 27, 28 shots now and given up the 2 goals.
Cristobal Ue not dressed for this game today. He'll play tomorrow.
Ue was pulled with 10 minutes left in his last start. He looked like he was under a little discomfort. He had made a side-to-side stop, so they pulled him out of that 10 minutes, and Florian Hardy came in and cleaned up.
Gallagher with it. Brendan Gallagher spins back, crisscrossing with Ryan O'Reilly. Fritz drops it back, and Maxime Moisin has it. Now O'Reilly chops it across to Cody Ceci. Ahead to Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher walks in, winds and fires, and Kemeny makes the stop.
Brendan Gallagher scored in the first game for Canada. Doesn't have anything yet past that. An injury-wrecked season. Two pretty significant injuries for Gallagher.
Johnny Boychuk hit him in the left hand with a shot that broke 2 of his fingers, required surgery. Then he came back and basically caught an edge and did the splits. Caused a lower body injury that kept him out for another 12 games.
Yeah, there was an injury very similar to that in the tournament here. Slovakian defenseman Michael Serzin ended up breaking his lower leg on the same type of play. He did the splits, caught an edge, and
Kemeny tries to swat at that, and McDavid got a stick on it. And Kemeny makes the pad save. Pardon me.
McDavid drew a penalty in the second period, getting outside of the defenseman, and that led to Matt Duchesne's even strength goal right at the end of the power play. McDavid also picked up an assist in that period.
Tanev on the line, feeds it across to Morgan Riley, a long shot, and again, Kemeny hangs on to that, and there's no rebound.
The French are having a tough time getting their hands on the puck. Canada's kicked up the cycle game a little bit here, and Morgan Riley's wristers snared by Kemeny, but
France will co-host next year's World Championship along with Germany. It'll be Paris and Cologne, the host cities.
We just got a glowing review of the renovated arena. Talking to York Treo, who is out of the lineup today. The veteran for the French said they did a tremendous job there, and not too many people not excited to head to that tournament.
Now Duchesne walks in. The joke among the Hockey Canada folks is normally they issue invitations to a World Championship. Next year they'll be accepting applications.
Two great cities next year. Cologne is the other venue.
Big building there too, big modern building there. Over the Cologne Sharks of the German Elite League. Shifley kicks it out. Brad Marchand races to it. He's got Stone with him. Marchand drops, Stone in, shoots. Kemeny saves. Shifley scores! Mark Shifley picks up the rebound, fires it home, and it's 3-0 Canada.
The French are changing, and Canada's going to make a nice play on the breakout. Ryan Ellis is going to quick up this puck to Brad Marchand, and that puts the French scrambling back into position. Ellis's pass goes through the winger on the board. Stone's shot is stopped, and then Shifley follows it up for the rebound as Avitu cannot get back into the play. The rebound goes right through Lemperrier's feet. Canada's had 4 minutes of zone time, and they punched through here in period 3 on Mark Shifley's second goal of the tournament.
Was scored by number 55, Mark Sheffield.
Jude Favell drops it right down the Canadian goal, and Pickard up to play it.
Shifley's second of the tournament. That gives Canada 11 players with at least 2 goals in the tournament, most of anybody.
Perry feeds ahead for Domi. That pass misfired. And it's an icing call against Canada with 15:43 to go in the third.
Shifley makes a nice play on Avitu on the breakout pass as he ties his stick up. That allows the puck to jump out to Brad Marchand. Marchand is racing down the wing. His pass to Stone is stopped. And so Scheifele, who makes a good defensive play, gets rewarded at the other end of the ice to make it 3-0.
29 goals for Scheifele as a Winnipeg Jet this year. He had 15 the year before. There's the 23-year-old. Becomes that dominant centerman that the Jets have been looking for. And more good things to come as Jim Bozon comes in and fires it wide. Kyle Connor, the goal-scoring machine for the Michigan Wolverines, assigned with Winnipeg, will be headed there next season.
35 goals in 38 games.
Big Ten Player of the Year, the Red Barons of Michigan. Derek Brassard tries to chop it down.
And I hear they've got a pretty good draft choice coming. That seems to be the word.
Yeah, they'll pick second. We had a chance to talk to Kevin Cheveldayoff, the GM, yesterday, and they're taking a look.
Not just him.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of their front office here, a lot of their scouts here. This is a vital, crucial pick for Winnipeg. The two easiest picks, I think, are number 1 and number 3. Number 1 is going to be Austin Matthews. Number 3, you're going to get whoever doesn't get picked at 2. The pressure pick is at 2.
Right. Think about the Chicago Blackhawks back in 2006 getting Jonathan Taves in the 3 slot. There's Belarus head coach Dave Lewis, who's got an early start on those nails. So Belarus plays France tomorrow. France can't be relegated. So Hungary's playing Germany tonight. Belarus lost to Hungary, so
Belarus has to hope Germany wins tonight.
Yeah.
And then that game is...
They need a point against France.
Don't think this doesn't mean plenty for their team, for their hockey program in their country.
Well, first of all, it means money. It means millions of dollars in sponsorship money to start with. And then the prestige and trying to get people playing. And McDavid plays it across to Duchesne. Not to mention coaching jobs.
There's a lot on the line. There really is. And I guess we probably don't think of it very much because, you know, our hockey is season to season, but these tournaments have just such significant ramifications up and down their hockey federation.
The pressure will be on France next year. They'll have no immunity card to play next year playing in the World Championship. And the last thing, and I mean the last thing you want, is to get relegated on home ice. Ferrand pokes out in front. Duchesne with a steal and a pad save by Kemener.
I'm feeling we'll see Kemener at next year's tournament. 28 years old.
Well, you will only be 41.
He's going to play forever.
Marchand's tied up with Belmar in behind the play. The referee just shook his head at both of them. Stone walks in. Mark Stone with it now. Stone drops it down to Scheifele. Scheifele at the line, has it bounce away, and Riley picks it up.
Belmar lost his mouth guard. And so it was on the ice. The guys were kicking it around, and somebody shot it over to the French bench. Now the trainer's cleaning it off. They're just going to give it back. Give it back to him. That'll be clean enough.
Yeah, how dirty can the ice be? You guys have been spitting on it for 2 hours. You were a mouth guard for a long time.
Yeah, and then I found it got in the way of my chirping, so.
Oh, did it? Oh, can't have that.
I don't know when I took it out, but it wasn't the brightest idea I've had, but somehow escaped with all my teeth.
You never lost a tooth.
No, they couldn't get to my mouth. They just kept hitting me in the nose. that seemed to be the problem. This has been fixed, you know.
Really?
Yes, this is.
By whom?
Yeah.
Tim Bozon walks in, drops it off to Costa, in, shoots, pad save by Pickard, loose puck, and Bozon couldn't quite reach it. Now Berthon centers it, Pickard knocks it away, Bozon another chance turned away, and another that's blocked. Dad Philippe next to us having a good laugh about that.
Oh, I know he's very stoic when he's watching, but I know he's churning inside when the puck keeps coming to his son 15 feet in front of the net.
Philippe has a very low-key way about him, and we asked about his son to play this year. He said, well, okay when he moves his feet, like a hockey dad.
Always evaluating.
Philippe's going to coach in Bordeaux next year. Speaking of good coaching case, where are they keeping the water bottles there?
It's just the table water.
We don't put the good stuff in the water bottle. That's for after the game. DeRosier drops it back. Rich with a quick shot. Pickard makes the save.
Gordon Pickard hasn't had a whole lot to do. He's had 4 or 5 really difficult stops. He's done a good job here again today.
Keminer knocks that away. Claro on it. And the bouncer puck squirted by McDavid. Gallagher. Feeds it back for McDavid. That pass just missed. I wonder what they serve at the concession stands in Bordeaux. Tanev in. Winds and shoots. He misfired on that. And Hall has it back.
Maybe we should go a little early and scout that out.
That's a good idea. You know, we should do some in-depth research. Take the train down to Bordeaux. What a move by McDavid. Got tied up by Baron. And then Baron bangs it around, but the line is held by Riley. Back for Tanev. Chris Tanev in, shoots, dribbles down to Kevin there, tries to swat that away. Hall, Shane back on it. Backhand shot by McDavid. The net's off. The goalie's down. And somehow the puck stays out. 9:59 to go here in the third period. Canada with a 3-0 lead.
Внимание на экраны юбилейного. В Москве продолжается матч между командами России и Норвегии.
Identical scores in St. Petersburg and Moscow at this hour. Russia 3-0 on Norway. Canada the same score here against France. You see Tim Bozon on the French bench. We mentioned played for St. John's in the American League this year. Had 5 goals in 41 games. Also played in the ECHL a bit in the Canadiens organization. Played 4 years in the Western Hockey League. We were talking to Yannick Toye, who's not playing today for France. It's incredible to me that the journey that hockey players take. He moved to Canada for the 10th grade. He met a Canadian family and started high school not being able to speak English. Learned English, went to Notre Dame and Wilcox, then went to UMass and got a degree in business management.
But the hockey world is it's small. But how do you end up, I know how you end up, but how do you end up from France to Wilcox, Saskatchewan?
Scheifele in, shoots, that's tipped just wide by Marchand.
What an enormous culture shock that must have been. Can't speak to anybody. Just trying to learn as you go.
He met a family from Medicine Hat when he was playing, or growing up in Grenoble. They had a son the same age as him who was playing hockey. Talking to the family, he really wanted to go to North America. They said, well, why don't you come live in Medicine Hat? Went to grade 10 and 11 there, grade 12 in Wilcox. Then goes to UMass, gets himself a degree.
Okay, let's think of this. Before he meets the family.
Yes.
The chances that he's heard Medicine and Hat together. Would that be 0?
And to him, Notre Dame is not in Wilcox.
Yes.
When Perrier in, that bounces around.
It's a different locale for sure.
Lead pass to Perry coming in along with Domi. Corey Perry pulls it in. Bumps into Obitu. Domi in to help out as well as Perry picks it up. Corey Perry back to Max Domi. And Cody Ceci a drive, and Kevin there makes the stop with the pad. Perry tries to knock it down. Bertrand races to it. And that centering pass gets by everyone. Ceci can't hold the line. The play is called offside.
Canada's dominated this third period. A little bit of outside of that one flurry around Calvin Pickard.
Bill Peters talking to Mike Yeo, one of the assistant coaches for Canada, along with Dave Cameron on the bench.
Wonder if either of those two guys will end up on an NHL bench as either an assistant or perhaps in Yeo's case as get an interview in one of the remaining spots.
Ryan O'Reilly picks it out. Drop back to Boone Jenner. Cut across to Ellis. His long shot drifts wide of the goal. Perron back on it for France. Bozon feeds that rink wide for Berthon. Works in, 2-on-1. DaCosta in, shoveled that wide. What a chance on the feed for Berthon. DaCosta had an open net and missed. Now DaCosta back with it for Berthon. Well, the French have had their chances this afternoon. As Bozon picks it up. Feeds it back to Rowe. He misfires in the shot. And Jenner has it back for Gallagher. Gallagher whips that down the ice and goes off on a change. A missed penalty shot for the French. Some breakaways. Chance there on a 2-on-1.
I mean, a lot of the formula has been there for them. We talked at the start of the game, though. The challenge for the French is they're not a gifted offensive team.
McDavid drops it back. Matheson shoots. That deflects into the midsection of Rowe.
In 3 of their 5 games, they scored either 1 or no goals, and the formula sits again today. Canada's only given up 4 goals in the tournament. None today.
3-0 Canada the lead. 7:19 to go in the third. Laurent Meunier on the left, the captain of the French team, has had very limited ice time in this game.
And we were told before the game that while York Trail and Cristobal Huet would be out of the lineup, that Meunier would dress and see very little, if any, ice time. And he's been sitting there for most of the night. For a short-handed team, the French have played a very good game. You know, it makes you wonder about they lose 5-1 to Slovakia, and you're like, I guess you can't dial this effort up all the time, but that would have been a frustrating loss for the French.
They open with a 3-2 shootout win against Germany. Damien Fleury as the shootout winner there. He gets credit for a goal in the IIHF statistical format for getting the shootout winner. As Ceci walks in, drops it back to Riley. Morgan Riley, a long shot, got through, but then got kicked away. The weird thing about that is Timo Pielmeyer, the losing goaltender, took a loss, but Cristobal Huet does not get credit for the win.
There's logic there.
Yeah?
Just keep digging. We'll find it. We'll find it.
You don't have it.
I don't have it. No, okay. Of course not.
One more day in the round robin tomorrow, and a day off Wednesday, and the quarterfinals, all 4 of them on Thursday. 2 semifinals on Saturday in Moscow, and on Sunday the bronze medal and gold medal games will take place in the afternoon and evening. And also on Sunday, the IIHF's Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The late Pat Quinn among those being inducted this year, as Mark Scheifele picks it up. Scheifele trying to get free. Plays it across for Marchand. 6.5 to go in the third period. Marchand picks it up. Drops it back to Ceci with a hard shot. That just missed short side. And Fleury back with it. Kovacic almost lost it there to Stone, but flipped it by him, and Matt Dumba back to pick it up. Stone tried to throw that rink wide. The pass was blocked, and Didier Favell has it back. The French league actually shrunk a couple of years ago. They went down from 14 teams to 12 to try to make it more competitive. Mentioned the top 3 scorers in France this year were all Canadians. Eric Chouinard, former first-round pick, was the number 2 scorer in that league. Jacques Lemaire played in the French league for a year after he retired from the NHL. Pretty sure he did. Watch the game, I'll look it up.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
If it was 6-0, you could do trivia
We
or...
haven't had trivia yet. I got a really good question I'm sitting on, too. Perry. Takes the return feed for Riley. Scores! What a feed from Ryan O'Reilly to Corey Perry. And it's 4-0.
Sweet bit of stick work by Corey Perry. As he works the puck off the wall on the cycle. Little give and go with Gallagher, and then through his own feet to O'Reilly, touched back, and then Perry slings this into the low blocker corner. Didier Favell is right on his back, but he's not able to deny Perry that lane to the net. And it's 4-0 Canada.
Jacques Lemaire played in Switzerland for 2 years after he retired from the NHL. Bob Gainey played in France for a year after he retired from the Canadiens in 1989. And I think the team was called the Squirrels. I do believe that Bob Gainey wore a squirrel on his uniform.
It's a fearsome team.
That's the team. Brassard shoots, missed just short side. Buckle up, boys. We're playing the Squirrels. He played for Epinal in the French Second League. You ever think about playing in Europe?
I did. Thought I would for sure. And then, quite honestly, my career lasted way longer than I really thought it was going to. And some of the Canadian families in attendance. And by the time I retired, my kids were too old. It just wasn't going to work. I always wanted to do it. I wanted to go play in Italy.
Oh, yeah. Matheson works in now. Mike Matheson with some room. In, shoots, and Kevin Air knocks that away. Now Hall back with it. Taylor Hall had that shot partly blocked. Rowe trying to pick it up. Poked at by Hall. Has a point in this game, but not yet a goal to keep his streak alive. Duchesne centers it. And McDavid missed that. Picked up by DaCosta. Teddy DaCosta with a great chance a moment ago. Feeds it across, but Matheson got a stick on that. Berthon with it. Spins back, and Matheson takes him down hard. You saw Mike Matheson play in the Stanley Cup playoffs for Florida.
Really impressed with, for a player who was just starting his NHL career. He only played 3 NHL games at that time. Just how skilled and how simple he made the game.
Hall down to McDavid, back to Hall. Got a shot away, but it was blocked by Maxime Moisan. 3.5 to go here in the third period. And McDavid almost got to that loose puck. Moisan puts it in for Overture. Overture, ring fight for Clara. Look out, Mark Stone comes off the bench and flattens him. Now a lead pass from Marchand. Brad Marchand in, shoots. Kevin make the stop on that, and then another one on the backhand shot by Stone.
Claro has slowly gone back to the French.
He would have had no idea that Stone was coming off. DeRosier tries to play it around, and Scheifele fell along the boards. Marchand fell as well, and DeRosier plays it around for Biron. Loose puck picked up by Stone to the line, but not quite out. And Tanev throws it ahead for Stone. Banks it off the signboards and back down the ice. Lead pass to Fleury. That's knocked away. And Biron picks it up. Sasha Claire. Pocket pick there by Gallagher, he finds Perry. In comes Corey Perry with Ryan O'Reilly. Corey Perry pulls it back. Gallagher missed on that. Corey Perry now has points in every game for Canada. Ellis works in, he shoots. Kevin Nair makes the stop, and the rebound cleared away by Janine and back out. Hungary and Germany still to play tonight. The Hungarians coming off that huge win against Belarus a couple of days ago. Their third win at the World Championship in 77 years.
Good thing they had a day off yesterday.
Who are the players or the fans?
Both. I think they had some fun.
The second straight year, Kevin Nair's faced 43 shots against Canada. And they've scored 4 times on both occasions. And we wind now to the final minute of the third period here in St. Petersburg. Welcome those of you who are watching Russia take on Norway here in St. Petersburg. Canada with a 4-0 lead on France. Canada en route to its 16th consecutive win of the World Championship going back to last year. Canada won 17 in a row in 07 and 08. That's the modern day record for Canada. And a chance to equal that in the final game of the round robin tomorrow night against Finland, the battle of unbeaten teams. The first place on the line here in Group B. Picked up by Taylor Hall. Hall walks back, has a look and shoots. Kevin Nair makes his top rebound. Duchesne swatted at it, couldn't get the backhand to go. Time winding down now as Duchesne has it. Feeds it down to McDavid. McDavid to Duchesne. And the puck bounces the sideboards. Canada wins it by a final score of 4-0. Calvin Pickard records a shutout win for Canada, which improves its record to 6-0 at this 2016 World Hockey Championship. Now 16 consecutive wins. So one more tomorrow night against the Finns, and then on to the quarterfinals on Thursday. Final shots were 46-13 in favor of Canada, which had 20 shots in the third. Cam Talbot, Calvin Pickard are congratulating each other. Corey Perry brings the puck from the shutout win.
He made some good saves. Really did. Canada dominated that third period again. Took them a while to get going, and it'll be interesting tomorrow when they play the Finns. The Finns have given up 6 goals. Canada's given up 4 in this tournament.
French had their chances. Had a breakaway in the first period, a penalty shot in the second, but Canada finally broke it open, and Vladislav Tretiak is here to help present the Player of the Game Awards.
IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
He walks into a room in Russia or many other countries around the world, it still goes quiet. That man has presence.
The prize will be presented by Mr. Sergei Voronkov, Director General of the Expo Forum International Company. Приз вручает Сергей Георгиевич Воронков, генеральный директор компании Expo Forum International. Best player of Team France, number 33, Ronan Kemener.
Second straight year, Kemener has faced 40-plus shots against Canada. Last year was a 4-3 loss. This year, 4-0.
The prize will be presented by Mr. Vladislav Tretiak, President of the Russian Ice Hockey Federation. Приз вручает Владислав Александрович Третьяк, Президент Федерации хоккея России. Best player of Team Canada. Лучший игрок матча в команде Канады. Number 55, Mark Sheffield.
Close enough.
Mark Sheffield.
The guys always have fun with that when you go back to the room. However the guys' names get pronounced, it's always a little bit of a way to tease a little bit more. Shifley had a terrific game. Scored a nice goal, an assist as well.
And now, once again, the Canadian players line up to hero Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the game winner, Team Canada. В Москве закончился матч между командами России и Норвегии. Со счетом 3-0 победу одержала команда России. Game in Moscow between teams Russia and Norway ended with a score 3-0. Team Russia is winner.
The 2016 IIHF World Championship will continue today in Jubilee Arena at 8:50 p.m. with the game Germany against Hungary. Чемпионат мира 2016 продолжится сегодня на арене Дворца спорта.
Yes, but of course.
Here we go. Benny, your framing seems terrible here.
Terrible, outrageous. Come on, Benny, wake up, would you?
What kind of cameraman are you?
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah,
You don't want to listen to us. We don't want to listen to us. Okay, fire it up.
There have been lots of headliners for Canada in this World Championship so far, the likes of Taylor Hall and Mark Shifley, but Mark Stone just keeps doing what he does.
He does it all the time. He's so consistent game to game. I mean, you go back through his NHL seasons, and it's the same thing all the time. He's really good defensively. He steals pucks. He makes really good decisions with the puck. And when he gets in the offensive zone, he's really strong on his stick. He gets to the front of the net. Often he doesn't miss the chance because someone pushes him out of the way. He leans on it. He gets a good chance early on the power play. He doesn't make a mistake. He gets an assist later on. And Stone is a player that coaches love. You play him all over the lineup. It doesn't particularly matter. You get an effective game.
Canada 16-0 with World Championship. We'll go for 17 straight in the closer of Group B against the undefeated Finns on Tuesday.
Shots on goal in the third period. Броски поворотом в третьем периоде. Team France. Команда France.